Hey everyone. As you can see, I've upgraded my background from the bedroom to some tropical foliage. Beautiful here. In fact, I hope you can hear me because there's a lot of wind and there's also a waterfall not too far away. So life is good on Maui, that I can assure you. And life is especially good because I've basically been following around a toddler for the last 2 days, going swimming, 9 times a day, totally following Annalise's rhythm. And that's felt really great because it's kind of been this sense of just letting go, Katie and I haven't taken a vacation where we weren't working almost ever that I can remember. There was one back in 2017 where we spent a couple weeks pretty much not working, but that's the last one I can remember. And it feels really, really great to kind of be here and just let Annalise's rhythm dictate our rhythm. And I find my concerns, my thoughts becoming her thoughts. Like, she's napping right now, and we've literally spent hours and hours and hours every day in the pool. And I find myself looking forward to her waking up from her nap so that we can get back in the pool. And it's like I'm thinking her thoughts. It's like she's inceptioned me into that's now my highest motivation in life. Very interesting how this whole parenting thing works. But I also had a kind of a big thought come through this morning, or something struck me powerfully because woke up early and meditated, and I had this flash during meditation of it's basically this message that was coming through that was the space of consciousness, this space of infinite possibility, infinite awareness really is all there is. That was the message that was coming through. And what happened to me was that as soon as I embraced that, or as soon as I felt that, it was my whole body started to vibrate, and I felt I felt a bliss. I felt this blissful feeling. It was I let go of all of the kind of tangible, material things in my life that I feel like I need to manipulate. And it was just this rush of bliss, rush of amazing joy. And of course, every spiritual tradition that I've ever studied basically says that that's consciousness's resting state. Bliss is the foundation. Bliss is the first thing that consciousness feels when it comes into manifestation. It's the closest thing you can experience to non-being, to non-duality. And so kind of what came through for me was, I felt a flash of that. I felt a kind of rush of that. And then also, it was kind of there was an imperative in there saying, take that seriously. Actually reckon with the fact that that's the case. That this is all there is. That this space of consciousness is all there is. Actually take that in. And there's a kind of it's an imperative where we know this on some level, and as we meditate and as we engage in inner work like this, it's you have these glimpses and these experiences that confirm that, but we still, or at least I still, I'll speak for myself, but I still kind of slip into a feeling of wanting to fix the world, wanting to fix the material, the manifest realm, wanting to fix things in the manifest realm, and this radical kind of letting go of that, and the realization with that it's not like a cynical letting go of well, there's no way to make this right, so I'm just gonna say fuck it. That's not what it is. It's an actual like embrace of something larger, something beyond, and it just kind of immediately alleviates, immediately unravels, immediately diffuses the tension of any problems in the tangible material world, in the immanent domain, and so then we become free. It's like I felt this freedom to be, then there's nothing wrong. Then, it's like my being, and it's not even that there's nothing to fix or nothing to do. It's just that there's nothing wrong with there being those things to do. I still have work to do. I still have responsibilities. Katie and I are raising a toddler. None of that goes away. It's just that there's immediately no problem with any of that. There's immediately no problem with having problems. It's like you can have a problem on the level of like, okay, what's this problem? We have to work this out. But then you can drop back a level and go, oh, great. So all we have to do is solve this problem. And then, there's a kind of like, it's hard to explain because it doesn't undo any of the actual work to be done in reality, in the manifest realm. It just completely recontextualizes the entire realm and all of the work to be done in it. And then there's that freedom to that bliss becomes the substrate. That bliss becomes the background of everything. And then it's like, well, that really kind of puts a new spin on things. That really kind of changes what it means to be solving problems. If our fundamental kind of ground of being is this experience of total cosmic joy, that sort of puts a different spin on things. So this is kind of both a very vacation-y thought to have and also kind of a not vacation-y thought to have, because it's also, and on some level, it's also about really the seriousness of the practice and really acknowledging the reality of those realizations, not just kind of like having the experience in a kind of spiritual tourist sort of way and then letting it go again, but really staying in it. That was one of the things that was coming through this morning was, it was like, what if I realized that this is the only thing that's real? What if I really took that seriously? It would change everything. It would change everything. So, yeah. I had a thought come through recently. I forget if it was on the way to Hawaii or before, but I had a thought come through that basically said to me, I will never have financial problems again. Whoa. And and as if you watch these posts for a while, especially at the beginning of when I was doing these video posts, that was a big thing of what I was wrestling with, and believe you me, that statement did not come through because my bank account is so full that there's no that I don't have any financial problems. It's just there was a knowing that I'm okay. There was a knowing that there's a level of care that the universe provides, a level of abundance that is a naturally flowing feature of reality, and that's nourishing me. And this is something that I actually want to unpack more, and I think especially in this day and age when there's just a growing awareness of privilege and of who's privileged and who's not. how I feel in my skin, in my gender, in my body, in the world. There's a lot. There's some pretty there's some real attention to be given to. Am I feeling something that's natural, that's the flow of consciousness? It's it's like a letting go of context, a letting go of the material realm, and feeling a spiritual nourishment. Is that what I'm feeling, or am I feeling privilege? That's something that I think I'm going to have to continue to unpack, and anybody who does this kind of work has to continue to unpack, because on the one level we know consciousness is infinite. Consciousness is infinite power. Consciousness is infinite abundance. There's no limitation. There's no restriction. There's never not enough. There's always enough. And then also we have culture. We have reality. We have a political reality. We have cultural reality, which we can't just ignore. So I think this is all coming through me kind of unformed, but it's something that I'm very curious to keep exploring and to keep my focus on, and kind of resonating with, so that I can both feel my own power and feel and embrace my own abundance, and also really take a look at what that means in the context of the world today, and in the context of culture today. And ideally create a system, create a culture, create a world where it's not so much people who look like me that feel that only. Which obviously is not the case. It's not only me, but we're wrestling with bias, which is cultural and based on a lot of other factors, and then we're also wrestling with genuine spiritual ascent and what that work involves. Totally universal, obviously. No skin color or ethnicity or creed or any other division has a monopoly on that. That's something we all as humans have access to. So anyway, kind of unpacking a lot of things here, but they feel important to me, and they feel like they're where I want to look, and they're where I want to move into. And if there's discomfort there, I need to lean into that, and if there's ambiguity there, I need to lean into that, and if there's some self-examination there, I need to lean into that. So yeah, I think that's where I am today. I think I'll leave it there. But I appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for listening. It's really cool to be able to connect with all of you, even from across the world like this. And I look forward to more of these very soon. I'll try to keep the backdrops interesting. I know that's why you're watching. I'm kidding. I know that's not why you're watching. Much love. I appreciate you all deeply. Have a wonderful day, or morning, or night, or wherever you are.